there. So I am here at the Longview Public Library. And I want to show you information about the hotel in downtown Longview that was in a Hilton from approximately 1936 to 1947. There's a legend in Longview that hotel was Conrad Hilton's second hotel in his now famous international chain. As much as I would like for Longview to brag about that, that's not exactly true. And let me show you why. Now keep in mind that the Hilton that was located in the hotel downtown, that's where the modern day Heritage Plaza is now located, was built in 1929, 1930, and it opened up in the spring of 1930. It was not a Hilton until Conrad Hilton bought it in 1935 and changed it over to a Hilton around late 35, early 36, and then he sold it to Hollingsworth in 1947. I have here the East Texas Magazine, the official publication, East Texas Chamber of Commerce, 1929 to 1930. And then, as you can see, I have bookmarks here. So the first bookmark I'm going to show you is the announcement for the new Hotel Longview. Look at the date, September 1929, page 28. New $175,000 hotel assured for Longview, and you look at that. That's what would become the Gregg Hotel originally, and then later the Hilton downtown. Construction is to begin September 2nd on a new hotel for Longview, which was furnished, will represent an expenditure of approximately $175,000. And it goes on to tell about that. All right, let's go over here. April 1930, page 30, Longview opens Hotel Gregg. Now again, let's look at that date, April 1930. And there you go. You have it, folks. There is the Gregg Hotel, which was later expanded by Hilton. So the next, see, I've got a couple of these saved for other reasons. Oh, hang on. All right, new Hilton at Marlin. Look at that, May 1930. And we know the first hotel was not in Marlin. Shown above is a photograph of the new Hilton Hotel at Marlin, which is to be officially open come in May. And look at that. And that building is actually still there, still standing, even though it's abandoned. All right. Hilton Hotels in Texas. Look at that. June 1930. Then we'll spread this out. Look at that. So what do we have? We have Dallas, 135 rooms, which that building is still existing. The El Paso opens late 1930, which is future. San Angelo, Abilene, Marlin, Waco, Wichita Falls, Lubbock, Plainview, no Longview. Look at that, Plainview, okay? Here's another ad, July 1930. Dallas, Angelo, Waco, Lubbock, Abilene, Plainview, Marlin, El Paso. Soon at El Paso, another Hilton. So how did the Longview Hotel legend get to be to where the Hilton in Longview was the second of the international chain? Well, I believe it goes back to Conrad Hilton's autobiography, Be My Guest. Conrad Hilton mentions the Gregg Hotel in his autobiography, Be My Guest, and he tells a story how he nearly was wiped out of existence as far as his portfolio of hotels due to the stock market crash, and he had to sell off most of his assets. He was only allowed to keep a couple of hotels. Then once they start turning a profit, then he started purchasing hotels again, and the Longview Hotel, as he mentions, was the second hotel he bought at that time. So there you go. And then someone read that, and then you know how things spread. People talk, and next thing you know, the Hilton Longview became the second hotel of the international chain. So that's amazing how things like that. But yeah, and if you look at the official Longview history, they never mention that it is the second hotel. So here's the book, Be My Guest, by Conrad Hilton. They have it here at the library. You have to read it here. You can't check it out because it's a reference. Conrad Hilton's book was published in 1957, And this is the 1994 edition. And from what I understand, they used to put a copy of this in all his hotels. So chapter 10, page 174. Let me zoom in here because this book don't want to stay open. If you look down here, this paragraph, the second hotel I acquired at that time, the Greg, at Longview, was important to me for another reason. Every businessman who had survived the Depression was working for a sign, national or personal, that it was time to stop treading water and go ahead. The Greg was my green light. Into my Dallas office one morning, unannounced, walked a gentleman who said he owned the Greg Hotel. But I'm not a doctor. But I am a doctor, not a hotel man, he added. I'm too busy to run it. I knew the hotel and knew it was a good one. At that precise moment, however, I had nothing with which to buy, so I listened. Longview is a growing town, the doctor continued in a worried tone. It not only needs a hotel, it needs more rooms. And you have to go back and kind of look at the context of the history around that time period, because in 1934, there was another hotel. There was the first hotel to carry the name Hotel Longview, built, I believe, in 1932 or 31. And it was destroyed by fire in 34, which gave Longview an extremely shortage of rooms, and the Greg Hotel was literally booked full. They were putting cots in the lobby. And so this person they were already making plans to expand the hotel, and their original configuration was an L shape, and he heard about Hilton, Conrad Hilton. So that's when he went to Dallas and went into Conrad Hilton's office and made that pitch. So if you want to read more about it, you got to check the book out. You can either come to the library and read it here, it's called Be My Guest, or you can purchase it on Amazon. But yeah, very interesting how that story goes. But reality, Longview Hilton was not the second Hilton of the international chain. It was the second hotel that Conrad Hilton purchased at that time after his rise from the ashes of near collapse.